G'day, so this is Ben and Jason's election 2023 road tours and going around putting the magazines around the cafes. We've just been dropping some cafes, magazines to the cafes of Nelson. Pretty really interesting because on one faction what we've got is like a really predominantly noticeable, I'd say like the ACT party has so far been putting out about three billboards for every one billboard of every single other party. And that's really what I'm saying, is that they're really pushing for the party vote. And I think on this election, people are going to get, the progressive left are going to get quite a bit of a shock, because I think he's going to get quite a high party turnout. There's also the issue of all these people that have been voting for these minor parties, and because they're parties that get under less than 5%, on the night of the count, when the final count's done, those under 5% votes ultimately go to the parties that actually, got into government, and it gets divvied up amongst them. So that'll probably give them at least another 2 or 3 votes, and again adds to the impression that this government has a moral majority, which is going to like beat us over the head while it uses all this very draconian legislation, which we're going to go left. I'm just doing road directions at the same time for my erstwhile driver Jason, who is not familiar with Nelson, so he's busily getting us lost and not following road directions, which sounds very much like our politicians, in fact. Right, so anyway, Jason's going to be sorted out on his own while I do this podcast. Oh, there we go, right? Just follow straight along the main road. There you go. Okay, can't go wrong. Anyway, so just there we are. It's just like politics. Follow along the main road. You can't go wrong. Don't get diverted by all of these side issues, all of these identity politics. So we're going that way. And watch out for the oncoming left-wing, right-wing traffic. So the podcast that won't happen today because everything podcast that goes wrong. Ah! Just like politics, really. Anyway, so carrying on to my point, so the ACT Party are doing 3 electoral signs for everyone that everyone else is doing, so they're really pushing that party vote pretty heavily. And then we turn around and see the other thing that's very interesting is that wherever you go, like all the national parties show the local MP with Chris Luxon, and again this is the same with Labour, so it's obviously with Rachel Boyack, Chris Hipkins. It's very even the interesting wording, because like Hipkins is going, we're in it for you, whereas last time around was we can do it, so you. So again, the focus you've seen is the focus of Labour is moving away in terms of its direction about what is important to people. We want to go that way, buddy. Yep. We want to go left. I mean, right. No, stay the centre. Oh no, left, right. Anyway.
Right, we're going.
Right, you bloody well right. You got it right to get it wrong. So the main parties are still trapped in this identity politics that somehow you shouldn't be voting for the people who are supportive and going to do the best for your local electorate. You should be supporting for these rock stars, for this rock star economy that never actually filters down to the people at the bottom. And there's good old Mr. Luxon across the road. I don't know if you can see that, with the funny kind of like Jacinda Ardern on methamphetamine, but without as much charm and no real personality, and quite kind of like sickly and sweet, and you want to kind of like hit her over the back of the head with a shovel. Don't even know what her name is, and I've been doing politics for 25 years, so pretty much all that kind of fits this whole idea that Luxon is a meat axe, and he's going to be a one-term PM, get an overwhelming landslide in which he'll completely proceed to bugger up, because that's kind of like the game plan to begin with. What I really wanted to finish on, though, as we again fight the extreme traffic from the extreme left and the traffic from the extreme right that is peaking as we get closer and closer to the election time with no proper traffic lights, and even the electoral who are the guys called the electoral people? The orange
Commission.
people. Yeah, the electoral commission. So the electoral commission have been running around talking, putting these things about, misinformation, disinformation. It's quite interesting to read them, because obviously the people writing them, which is probably in Saatchi, the people that got the contract to do the flag debate, don't know their politics from their elbow, and they're writing actually, ironically, a lot of misinformation. For example, that your vote, if you don't win, goes to the majority party. Go, no, that's not true. But as I said, actually, technically it is true, because on the night of the party parties that are less than 5%, those votes do go to the incumbent party, which is all about creating this false majority, of which people like Sue Gray have done really, really well. But we'll leave all of that kind of individual heroes and anti-heroes to another election. But what I do want to get right, just follow the roundabout around the Wasp Factory. Look out for the neoliberalism.
Stoke and Richmond.
Yeah, they said watch out for neoliberalism, Stoke, Richmond. So what I just want to completely conclude with this is basically saying, outside of all of these things where the parties are pushing these identity politics, race, law and order, rah, we've just been basically driving around Nelson, and it's pretty much a snapshot of what you're seeing everywhere else in the country, which is all these cafes that used to saturate our CBD places, they're going at a rapid rate. Like, I would say about 50% of all the cafes that were here 12 months ago are gone, and that is because they can't afford the labour costs, they can't find staff, they can't afford the cost of forward living. Food inflation is at 38%, which is twice what it was in Egypt when they actually had riots run through over government back there a few years ago. And none of our political parties are really, or in fact, that's the issue. They don't want to do anything about the economy, so they don't want to have a discussion about the economy because they have nothing to fix it with, because they plan to do the same old bullshit. So instead, what they want to do is have discussions about identity politics, which they don't plan to do anything about either, but it's a lot easier for people to actually get passionate and then forget about these issues a few months down the road when they're in government. And so it's the ultimate gaslighting, putting out policies which they have absolutely nothing to do, and people are not voting with their brains, they're voting with the things that make them think, because people, again, it's that whole branding, you want a cult of popularity, somebody that you feel an affinity with, not about policies, not about actually does the person do the good job, it's all really about the feeling, it's about the being seen to do good, not actually doing good. So anyway, that's our little podcast for this afternoon for the Ben&JAH-SUN's Great Election Road Tour. Watch out for the left-wing detours and the right-wing detours, because that middle road gets pretty rocky down the middle, and we'll see you later.